Hello everyone, on this one I am going to be talking about Silent Hill 2. Now, Silent Hill 2 came out in 2001 and that was a great gaming year. I mean, you had Devil May Cry, Unimusha, Final Fantasy X, Metal Gear Solid 2, Halo Combat Evolved. I mean, that was a great gaming year. And Silent Hill 2 definitely deserves to be among those games as far as awesomeness goes. Silent Hill 2 involves a guy named James Sunderland, whose wife died of cancer, I believe, about 2 years before the game. And one day he gets a letter from her telling him to come to Silent Hill. So he's like, what the hell? So he drives to Silent Hill. Naturally, there's a fuckload of fog, and naturally, when he's running around, he runs into monsters. Dun dun dun. But this was a really good game. I didn't really love it at first, but when I kind of went online and read a little bit more about the story and stuff, I was like, oh, okay. Because this game's very deep and kind of esoteric in some ways, but it's a very, very good game. The enemies I didn't like too much. I kind of thought the nurses in this one were kind of stupid because they're just kind of wobbling around and shit. I kind of like the nurses in Silent Hill 1 more because, like, as soon as they saw your flashlight, they just whipped out a scalpel and started hauling ass after you. They were very scary. But in this one, they were kind of just wobbling around, coming towards you with, like, a golf club for some reason. I guess the doctors at the hospital like to play golf or whatever. But going online, I actually came across why they were wobbly. And like I said in the Silent Hill episode, Silent Hill, the town, basically morphs itself around your psyche. So if you have guilt, there's going to be the town's punisher who's going to try and punish you for your guilt. And this is the first game that Pyramid Head shows up because James Sunderland has a guilty conscience about something. So Pyramid Head tries to kill you with his giant sword and stuff. So that's definitely a classic villain there. The town also morphs itself to, you know, your urges and stuff. And seeing how his wife was sick for so long, James hasn't had sex in a long time. So the reason why the nurses are kind of wobbly and they kind of have cleavage and stuff is because that's his sexual urges, basically. So they're wobbling their heads like they're giving him a blowjob, basically. And the cleavage is, you know, for sexual titillation, I guess. So yeah, it's a very, very deep game because the game doesn't, like, point this out to you. People kind of figured it out, like, oh, okay. So yeah, it's a very deep game like that, and there's a lot of allusions to suicide and stuff. I mean, it's a very sad and tragic game. I mean, the story is absolutely great. I mean, whatever qualms I have about the excessive fog and the enemies kind of being lame, except for Pyramid Head, the story and the graphics definitely make up for it. The voice acting isn't really all that great yet. I mean, the first couple of Silent Hill games weren't really good in that department. I don't think the voice acting got good until Silent Hill 3, but they were getting better. But yeah, I mean, for this game to come out just 2 years after the first Silent Hill, I mean, this is a very impressive game. This one was always considered to be by the press to be the scariest Silent Hill game, but I don't know. I'm not really too scared by it. I mean, I think because I had so much post-traumatic stress after playing Silent Hill 1 that it takes a very special game to really scare the fucking shit out of me. And, I mean, there's a couple of scary parts where you, like, go under, basically there's this big lake called Lake Toluca. It's the big lake next to Silent Hill. Basically, you go under the lake, like in an underground passage and stuff, and that turns out to be Pyramid Head's prison and stuff, so you're having to run around there. Yeah, that's a very, very creepy moment. Yeah, Pyramid Head was basically like, I think he was a real person in the town. He was like a jailer during the Civil War and stuff, and he was like supposed to be a very brutal man and stuff. So I guess when he died, the town absorbed his personality and stuff, and yeah, I mean, so the town created Pyramid Head to be the town's punisher and stuff. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. There's a couple of interesting characters in this one that you run across, like Eddie, Maria, I can't remember the little girl's name. Like, there's an orphan that James runs across. He's like, little girl, why are you out here with all these monsters? And she looks at him like, what monsters? Are you fucking crazy? She doesn't say fucking, but yeah. The reason why she doesn't see the monsters is because she's an innocent child. Silent Hill isn't doing anything to her. So, yeah, that's kind of a cool moment. But, yeah, it's a really interesting game. If you have not played Silent Hill 2, stop listening right now because I want to kind of spoil the end of the game. So stop listening. Alright, so basically you all know how Silent Hill games have several different endings and stuff. Well, the good ending in Silent Hill 2 is you actually go off and adopt that little girl I was talking about, and James goes off and has a good life with her and stuff. Because his wife, Mary, was actually friends with that little girl, so I think that was definitely what his dead wife would have wanted him to do. But in the suicide ending, well, basically at the end of the game, you find out that she didn't die of natural causes from cancer. She was actually smothered by a pillow when James just couldn't take it anymore. Like, she had been sick for 2 years, and he hasn't been able to have sex or anything, and he's just, losing his mind here. So he smothers her, and then he just blanks out. Like, he totally forgot that he killed his wife. It was just so traumatic for him. And that's why when he came to Silent Hill and stuff, Silent Hill was able to finally make him realize what he had done. That's why Pyramid Head was chasing him and stuff. And at the end of the game, he finally comes to understand and comes to closure and stuff with it. But if you get the suicide ending, he basically grabs Mary's body, puts her in his lap in his car, and drives off into Toluca Lake, basically killing himself. And that's pretty sad, especially at the end of the game during the credits or before the credits or whatever. They actually have a voiceover of Mary reading the letter that she had sent to James to come to their special place and stuff. So yeah, that's really, really sad. But after beating the game, I actually went online and read about it. And they actually, some of the guys online actually surmised that, where the hell did Mary's body come from? So they were like, maybe she hasn't been dead for 2 years. Maybe she's been dead for 2 days. So I was like, whoa, what the hell? So basically, he kills her and then just loses his mind. Like, he totally blocks it out and stuff. And, I guess when he's walking around the bedroom or whatever, he comes across a letter from her that she might have written him 2 years ago or whatever. And then he just puts her body in the trunk of his car and drives to Silent Hill. He's totally kind of just lost his mind. So, yeah, that's pretty crazy. So when he realizes what he's done and he doesn't want to live anymore, so he goes back to his car, gets Mary's body out of the trunk, puts her in his lap, and drives off into Toluca Lake. So it's definitely a tragic ending, but seeing how James Sunderland doesn't show up in any of the other Silent Hill games, I think this might be the true ending, unfortunately. I definitely would have preferred him to kind of start a new life with that orphan girl, but I don't know. So that's definitely sad and stuff. But they're sitting together at the bottom of Lake Toluca. So yeah, whenever I play another Silent Hill game and you see that lake, that is always a creepy reminder. So yeah, it's just another example of why Silent Hill 2 is just a great game. So yeah, if you've played it, definitely play it again. And if you are an asshole listening to me spoil the ending, I guess no point in you playing it now, but maybe you can check out the cutscenes and stuff on YouTube. But whatever, it's a great game, so regardless, check it out.